Welcome to this introduction for the step-by-step program.
So you are now on the web page here where you can read everything about our great, really impressive program, step by step. So we are making this video for you to take a look and really to get known and to understand what is it really about.
Yeah, so before we go there, let me introduce myself. And before that, again, let me introduce Marina. Marina Larsen, she came to me a few years ago and she had been looking after a person who could give her keys so she could develop herself. I was happy to be the person that she met and I had the keys in my hand because I have had teachers who were helping me to get these keys to unlock the door to the unknown so I could transform my life. I'm not the same person now as I was 20 years ago when I started this journey to change my life. Then I spent 10-15 years, I was traveling back and forth with my teachers. I went to Egypt and then I was sitting outside in the woods for 1,500 days to integrate the step or the keys that we call the step-by-step program. And it's always a development. And yesterday I was talking with my colleague, Polo Scoglio in Boston, USA. And we went through so let's go back again. So it started many years ago with our teacher, Alan Sheets. He was the founder. He was able to figure out how this was manifested in the body, how the life energies was manifested in the body. And I was reading the books and I was happy to be his student, and I'm also happy to be John Anthony West students about numbers and about Egypt and about the old understanding of the Temple of Man by Swallow de Lubitz. So I was able to figure out by meditation and traveling for many years to Egypt together with John to figure out why this is aligned with the old teaching and why this is not familiar knowledge in the world. Okay? And the reason why is that they didn't write it down. It was an integration process. You needed to do it through your body, like a Zen method. You need to do it. I can't tell you because you will not get it through your mind. You need to embody it. So the step-by-step program is an organic way. It's also a human way through the body. And yesterday I was talking with Polo, and we see now that we have done, which we need to change, a small little thing that we see that when we go through the body step by step, we need to start with 9 first and not 3. So why do I say this? Yes, because we're always developing the method. And the method is a step-by-step process where you learn the first step is about the atmosphere.
Yes.
You need to create an atmosphere, a surrounding where you can live freely without being disturbed by all the nonsense and impulses for a while. That's step 1.
Yeah, and I love it because it makes so sense. You know, when I first time heard about the program and about the steps, like the first step is about life energy 8, which is about basic, which is about how we sleep, how we eat, what about our exercise, because everything starts with our body and with our basic needs, which we need to clear up, and then we go further to the 8 steps.
And so many people are using this knowledge today. Do your meditation, do your sleeping routine, do your morning routine, but it's not enough. Because when you start to do that, stuff is coming up. You start to feel, and that's the next step.
Yes.
We teach people to go deeper inside of themselves and remember, rediscover themselves. That's step number 2. And that's a really deep. Then we go really deep into ourselves. And all memories stored in the body will come up and give you information. When you focus on passion, on desires, you burn up the trauma, the stuff, and then the next step starts to enroll in your body. And the next step is dynamic movements. That's step number 3, where you start to feel alive. And we use the different energies. I don't think we should go through that too much because it's too much information. That's why you need to go through the program. But let's go through the steps.
Yes.
So that's step number 3. When you put a seed in the woods, or in the ground, or in your bed, or in your pot, it needs to be a certain atmosphere for that to grow. The seed is something that's happening inside you, that's a desire you want. It's like a magnet that draws you towards your dreams. But you need to have that feeling, and you have to extend that feeling for a long time so you really know what you want in your life. And that's not a car, it's not a house. You can get that too, but it's about who you are going to become. Who are you going to become? And now there is a rebirth. We call it a rebirth. There is a inspiring, sparkling energy about. It's like spring is super a good example. It starts to be green, red, and it's colorful, and it's a lot of things that happen. Okay.
Yes.
It's life in itself, and it's very inspiring. Okay. And then it starts to grow, and that's step number 5. Step number 5 starts to grow. So you can say the growing process is it's become a structure. The flower becomes a flower.
Yes.
Okay. And what's happening now after that?
And then after that, it needs to breathe out. It needs to
flourish.
Yes.
It's open up. The flower opens up, and you become very, very. You're like feeling one with everything. You're waving with the wind. It's a beautiful experience, but it's also a contrast in there because there's something that's changing because you are opening up. Beautiful process.
Yeah,
And then,
I love it. And then you are in the nature. You see the beauty. You see the all around you, and how beautiful it is.
yes, and then in the nature the bee comes and it takes out the essence of life to reproduce it. That's the second big step, which is the step where the essence of who you really are become really present in you.
Yes.
It's like that's the becoming. That's the becoming. That's the place where we see, wow, it's a consistent feeling of Marina as who you are, and not all the pretending things. Okay. And then step number 8.
Yes.
Possibilities.
Yes.
So when the flower is opening up, the essence comes out. What's happening now is that something falls off. That's the fall. It falls off. Something needs to die.
Yes.
For something new to be, new possibilities, new birth, new things are opening up. Okay, more flowers. It finds a new way, new possibilities, a new vision.
Yes.
And then the last step, which is incredibly interesting, the understanding of human nature and the organic system that we live in. Okay, let's redo this last thing we do. You have a nerve system, and you have a system that impacts you through your energy. That's what we call the 9 life energy system. When you interact with your 9 life energy system, that has a huge impact on your nerve system, So you change your interaction through your system, body system, with your mind, and you change your life. That's the step-by-step program in essence.
This is what it's actually about. Yeah. So we made this explanation, and so you can understand it much more better in the way of connection to the nature. But we are, as well as people, we are also the human beings that are doing the same process with the cleaning up our house, and to clarify our relationships, find out what should I do, what should I not do, and really understand which process I am in and who am I.
I am Morten Marina. I've been practicing this for over 20 years. I've been in a community, I learned from community, I learned from other people, and I have been practicing this every day the last 20 years. I've been sitting out in the woods for 1,500 days every morning. Instead of going to work, I went into the woods and I did my homework inside of myself to integrate the steps in the nature and the steps inside of myself. It's a process, it's a program that's working. If it doesn't work, we will help you and it will work. We haven't seen anybody who have completed the program that hasn't done a big transformation. There is one thing in the end that we need to tell. It's not easy. If you want to change your life and go through a step-by-step program for a certain amount of time, you need to carve out time for yourself. That's the main topic about discipline. If you don't carve out time to do this, we see that the people who doesn't go in and do this program, they don't get it. So you have to do it. It's like go to school, you have to do it if you want to learn it. When I was writing my first book, I had to sit down and write the book. It didn't write itself.
No.
It wasn't a dream when I started to write. But the main thing in the end that I want to tell you, your dream, your vision to change your life has to be bigger than your struggle.
That's so really nice said, and it's inspiring. And it's like you said, you have to take time and you have to be determined to really change your life.
And we will be there to help you.
Of course.
Every day.
And we have a great community who will support you. We are all together about it. It's about love, it's about sharing, and it's about to help each other.
And for the first time we have something called Inner Circle, and the Inner Circle group has been through this program for a couple of years, and they are there to help you, and they are just amazing people.
Cool. I hope it was explaining enough, and people get a taste. But of course, just take your time, look through the whole page, push the buttons everywhere, take a contact with us if you have any questions.
And jump into the unknown.
Yes.
Be a part of our community. I promise you a very different life.
Bye.
Bye.